bringing us to this place. Lord God, we thank you for this celebration. Lord God, we thank you for the years that you allowed Kevin to live. Lord God, we thank you just for everything. Lord God, we ask that you just continue to bless my family today, Lord God. Lord God, we understand it's tough, it's difficult right now, but Lord God, I heard the psalmist say the other day that weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning, Lord God. We thank you, Lord God, that when we can't find our help in friends, Lord God, when we can't find it in cars, Lord God, when we can't find it in things, Lord God, we just hear again say that we look to the hill for which cometh our help, Lord God. We know that all help comes from the Lord. Lord God, we thank you on today, Lord God. Lord God, we ask that you just remove self out of the way, Lord God. Just pour me out on today, Lord God. Let your spirit shine through, Lord God. Use this as an opportunity, Lord God. We understand that it might be a funeral on today, but use it as an opportunity to prick somebody's heart, Lord God, so that they can't figure out how it is that they can be saved, Lord God. Lord God, we know that you're in the saving business, Lord God. You never failed us yet, Lord God. Even though it's difficult right now, Lord God, we know that you're still standing by our side, Lord God. We thank you. Praise you. We lift up your name, Lord God. In your son Jesus' name we pray and we ask it all. Amen, Lord. Amen. While you're still standing, we ask that everybody put your hands together. Just clap your hands on today. Praise God for Kevin's life on today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead and be seated.
Amen.
I'm glad that I have the opportunity to stand in front of each and every one of you. I know it's difficult right now, but they didn't call me here today to mourn, but they called me here to celebrate. I'll mourn later, but I'm going to celebrate right now because, as Ms. Murphy said, that it's just a matter of time on today. We all have to cross this path, but as you live each day, your life ought to be a testimony. It ought to preach your eulogy every day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we shouldn't wait till we get here to have our eulogy, but each day that you live, people ought to be able to say something good about you.
That's right. That's right.
You ought to be able to remember something that Kevin did, because he had many of it. He was, just as they said, he had a laugh like nobody else.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all know how he laughed. He gonna say what was on his mind, and folks probably thought he was crazy sometime on Facebook and stuff, but he was just gonna say what he wanted to say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so you understand, you know, one of his favorite things was he always would tell you that he's pulling up. Y'all understood that probably meant that he was gonna be coming in about 30 hours or something like that. He wasn't on your street. He was probably in Columbia or somewhere. So he wasn't going to ever pull up at the time that he told you. But he would make it there. If he asked you for a pack of meat, he would never tell you he was coming. Sometimes he'd just get it and you wouldn't even know he came. But he was going to come, and you just didn't know when he was coming. But if he told you he was coming, he was coming. It may be late, but he was going to be there. And you understood that. And so, we thank him for that. And then when he got there, he would always look at you and say, "You were always lying." Hey, you told me that it was going to be here this time. He wasn't going to ever take responsibility for it. He was always say that was you. It was always your fault somehow. And so we're going to remember him for that stuff. And so we thank God for that. Look, we do have a sermon on today. Like I said, we are mourning right now. We're crying right now, but we also are here to celebrate his life. And so he lived it the way he wanted to live. But each of us has to give an account for what we do. And so I'm here to preach about him, but also to preach to you who's still living.
Amen.
Just encourage you to just run on to see what the end is going to be like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're going to talk from Luke, the 23rd chapter. Beginning at verse number 42. Luke, the 23rd chapter, beginning at verse number 42. You don't have to have a Bible, just stand. Just stand up. I like crowd participation, like I said. This is celebration.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Luke 23rd chapter, verse 42. It said, "Then he said to Jesus, Lord, remember me when you come into your kingdom." This is what I like about Jesus. Jesus said this. He said, Jesus said to him, "Surely or truly, I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise.
What he said.
Look at somebody and say, neighbor, it's never too late.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. You can go ahead and be seated.
Amen. Never too late.
And I'm going to do a subtopic today of I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up.
Come on with it, man. Yes, sir.
As I stated, any time Kevin sent you that I'm pulling up, you knew that somehow or another he was going to be late. I want to tell you that each of us have received the invitation. And a lot of us have been late.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This invitation I'm talking about happened over 2,000 years ago.
Yes, sir.
On Calvary's old rugged cross. You've all sent God a text message. You've all given him a call saying, I'm pulling up. He has been sitting and he's been waiting with his arms wide open. But somehow or another, we've been late pulling up. He's tried checking for us. He's looked out of his window. He's looked out of his curtain, but he still don't see you on the street. Somebody help me out on today. You can do the same thing with Kevin. If he told you he was pulling up, if you looked outside, he was not going to be there. If you looked down the street, he was not going to be there. Even if you checked around the corner, he probably wasn't there either. So I want to tell you that a lot of us have told God that we're pulling up, but he's still waiting for us to come. On today. This first point is, come in your condition. See, they tell me on this day about 2,000 years ago, said that there was 3 people that were hanging on the cross.
Come on with it.
One of them wasn't even supposed to be there.
Yes, sir.
Here it is that Jesus is on the cross. And they tell me there was 2 robbers that was on the cross. One of them, he was foolish in his sin.
Yes, sir.
But as the time began to pass by, and as they hung on the cross, they tell me that one robber had a change of heart. I want to tell you that you wasted some time in your life.
Yes, sir.
You've done some things wrong in your life.
Yes, sir.
If you want to admit it or not, even people who have been saved have done some things wrong.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Somebody help me out on today. I don't care if they tell you that they're perfect or not. Even when you've been written out by man, nobody's perfect on today.
Yes, sir.
So I tell you to come in your condition, because I also want to tell you that your condition is not your conclusion.
That's right.
See, since somebody has told you because of what you've done, somebody has told you because of where you're at right now that Jesus can't use you.
That's right. That's right.
But I want to tell you, he's been offering prostitutes, he's been offering drugs for over 2,000 years of opportunity to come to him. If I begin to check in my biblical Bible, if I begin to check from Genesis all the way to Revelation, I begin to find people who God used that was imperfect. If I go to David, a man after God's own heart, and tell me he was imperfect on today. Said David slept with somebody's wife. Oh, somebody ain't done that on today. But I'm going to move from that. Even if I go to Peter and say Peter like to fight, he like to curse people. Oh, that ain't true on today. I know that some people have been upset in their life. Some people have been mad enough they wanted to fight people, and you say you ain't no good, but God is saying I can still use them on today. Even if I go to Paul, who was a murderer, tell me that he called himself the chief among sinners and said that God still used him on today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm going to paint the picture for you. So if you begin to look at this robber, I believe that you can begin to replace that title with a lot of our names.
Come on with it.
I say my name on today. I saw Perry on the cross.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Each of these preachers would be on the cross.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Prostitutes and liars, cheaters, manipulators, everybody would be on the cross.
Yes, yeah.
But as the time goes by, tell me that this man had a change of heart. Why did he have a change of heart? Because he saw the way that they were treating Jesus, but Jesus said, Father, forgive them.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
For they know not what they do.
Yes, sir.
Aren't you glad that when you didn't care enough about yourself, that God had enough grace to forgive you?
Yes, sir.
The book of Romans 5 and 8 tell me, but God demonstrates his own love towards us. And that while we were yet sinners, that Christ died for us. That tells me that he forgave me on today.
Yes, sir.
But I also want to tell you that he has some grace and some mercy on you. David said it best when he was talking in Psalm 23. He said, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me
Surely. That's right.
all the days of my life, and I
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But Jesus is telling somebody on today, don't worry about your crime. I know somebody has told you because you've cursed people out, because you fought people, because you've done different things that you're not no good and that he can't use you. But I'm telling you, God can use anybody on today. David told me that he can clean me up from the inside out, that he can clean me like nobody else could, and say he can purge me in his hyssop. He can wash me and clean me and make me whiter than snow on today. That's what David told me on today. So they tell me that my crime does not convict me, but God gives second chances. Not only does he give second chance, because if he only gave second chances, that means that people who are on his side would be on his side. Because they should have made an admission in Romans 3:23 when he said we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God.
Yes, sir. Yes,
it should have said that we're all sinning and still falling short of the glory of God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because even those who are saved, even though we're preachers, even though we're deacons, even though we do different things, we still sin on today.
That's right.
If they told you that they're perfect, they lying to you on today.
Amen. Amen.
The only perfect person was Jesus, but he should have said we're all sinning and still falling short of the glory of God. That tells me that's a continuous act on today. So I believe that each of us can find ourselves in this. Each of us can find ourselves coming to Jesus in our condition. But then the second point is don't worry about the crowd.
Don't worry. That's right.
Watch this. There were people here, not just people, religious people.
Yeah.
That's a Sunday sermon. There's religious people in the crowd. Religious people have put Jesus on the cross.
That's right.
Religious people have talked about Jesus. Religious people have persecuted Jesus. There have been some people in your life who have told you just because they're saying that God can't use you.
That's what they say.
I want to tell you that God can use anybody that he wants to use on today. And so a lot of people have been focused on their crowd. A lot of people have been focused on their conditions on today. But God is saying, don't worry about the crowd. See, sometimes you got to get away from the crowd sometimes. See, the crowd can be your girlfriend, can be your boyfriend, can be your spouse or friends. It can be anybody on today. But don't let nobody stop you from getting your salvation on today. It tells me that salvation is a gift that's free for anybody who will believe on today. So you can't let nobody in the crowd stop you from getting to God. See, I tell you that when you have closed your eyes and you breathe your last breath, that the only person can stand and account for you is you.
That's right.
Nobody else can stand in front of the judgment seat from it, but you got to stand and get an account for everything that you've done. Also, if you begin to look at the robber, he begins to think about it. He said, why did this man, even though they're doing this thing again, why did he say forgive them? And so he begins to say, Lord, remember me.
Yes, sir.
When you come into your kingdom. I imagine that this man was a nobody. I imagine that he had never went to many church services. I imagine that he didn't hear the message of Jesus. See, this man did a lot of things by violence. He had stolen some things. And as a lot of you have seen that on today, a lot of you don't go to church. A lot of us are doing our own things on Sundays. It's all right, but God can still use you on today. But then the third point is God will forgive you. See, here it is that, again, there's 3 crosses, but Jesus just happened to be on the cross that he was not supposed to be on that day. When you think he's left you on today, don't you know that he'll remember you?
Yes, he will.
See, he had a thing where he said, Jesus, he said, Lord, remember me. See, a lot of people want to be remembered by friends, and a lot of them be remembered by things, but God is something to be cherished when you remember by Jesus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because that means I have a right to the tree of life. But why does this? Jesus is proving a point to people in the crowd that you don't have to be saved all of your life to get to heaven. But all you got to have is some true repentance. You got to have some true faith on today. And all you got to do is confess. I hear them asking Jesus on today, Jesus, why do you eat with those who are sinners? And Jesus looked at them and said, those who are well need no physician.
That's right.
But those who are sick, I did not call the righteous. But I came to call the sinners to repent. So they asked Jesus, why are you here with these people? Jesus is in the perfect place so he can begin to do something on today.
Yes, sir.
So this man was not worried about everybody else's opinion. He was not worried about his partner's opinion, but he begins to say, Lord, remember me. Is there anybody here on today that's ever asked the Lord to remember you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I understand on today that it's easy to hold grudges. It's easy to think about the past thing that you've done, but just be remembered by Jesus on
Yes, sir.
today.
Yes, sir.
But then I hear as I go home on today, this fourth and final point is better late than never.
All right.
When Ted Kevin was sending that message, you knew that he was going to come, and you wasn't going to ever receive the invitation because you knew he brought something to the party.
Yeah.
Watch this, you'll catch that when you get home.
Yeah.
See, God never rescinded your invitation because you can bring something that nobody else can bring. You can do stuff that nobody else can do. You can say stuff the way that nobody else can say it, so you bring something to the party. And see, there's something there on this cross, but he didn't let his cross keep him from Jesus. Your cross can be anything in your life.
That's right.
Some people have been battling with addiction. You've been battling with suffering. You've been battling with abuse and manipulation. You've been battling with a lot of things, but you can't let your cross keep you from Jesus.
That's right.
So he begins to say, Lord, remember me. And so then Jesus shocked this whole foundation. He was thinking years from now, but Jesus is a right now God.
Yes, sir.
You may not see him right now, but I heard the song say that he may not come when you want him to.
Yes, sir.
But he'll be there right on time.
Yes, sir.
Watch this when you're talking about preachers saying, Jesus said to him, surely I say to you today, you will be with me in paradise.
Yes, sir.
I want to be remembered by me, and I want to let somebody know on today that it's never too late for you.
Yes, sir.
I know somebody that bring you all in your life. I know somebody that told you that you're never going to amount to anything. Some people have told you that you can't do it on today. But I tell you, it's better late than never. I tell you, it's never too late from the Lord. He's standing with his arms wide open. Because they tell me after he says this, that he begins